Good evening, our fans from around the world. It's another series in our saga of the River State crisis between Nyesom Wike and Governor Simlaye Fubara. And with me to discuss that is Warith, Mustafa, and Saeed. Mustafa, you're welcome to the show.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very much. Afolabi, give us a brief of what's the latest in the saga between these guys.
Oh, yeah, the Federal High Court in Abuja has given a ruling against the central bank, against River State. They have instructed the Central Bank of Nigeria to stop releasing federal funds in allocation to River State government. They said that the budget that was passed by the River State governor was illegal, and as such, it doesn't have the mandate to access federal funds from the coffers of the federation account. So basically, that's
Wow.
what we're going to be talking about today. And it has put the whole of River State in jeopardy because civil servants, health workers, general hospital workers, pensioners are all depending on the federal allocation from the federal government. And it's a tough situation, really. So Warif
Yeah,
and
maybe Afolabi,
yes.
maybe they want to use that money to subsidize fuel because fuel is going up in price. So they want you understand what I'm saying? They want to take money from River State, from the state that has the most oil, and say, "Don't worry."
To balance their accounts.
Yeah,
Yes.
because the governor of River State doesn't want to answer to his godfather. What
And
do you think, Afolabi? What do you think? What do you think?
It's so sick because River State contributes to more than 50% of Nigeria's revenue. All the oil wells and all the oil servicing companies that come from abroad are all drilling oil in River State. So why would you deprive them of funds that they have contributed to? It doesn't make any sense, really. It's just political.
No, they have to give the money to Boko Haram or somebody. I don't know. But let me ask you a question. Afolabi, what is their reasoning? Why are they doing this? What is their official reasoning for doing this? Yeah.
The whole idea of this is to frustrate Governor.
Yeah, but on paper, what are they saying? Which is their lie? What lie are they saying? Why are they not giving the money to this guy?
The reason is that they said that there are some lawmakers that defected to another party to undermine the control of the governor. Now, they said the governor ignored those lawmakers, and instead, the four that remained loyal to him, he presented the budget to those four, and he told them that he's working with those four. And on the basis of those four, he presented the budget, and he has been allocating funds based on those four. Now,
so what they're saying is he needs the other guys. He needs the other guys to sign off on it, right? That's what they're saying.
Those other guys they've lost their seat because they won their seat through PDP. Now they've defected to AP.
Yeah, but I mean, why must the federal government not give funding for the state? Are they saying because they need more of a consensus within? They need those four guys to agree also.
Because the federal government is supporting Nyesom Wike against the governor of River State.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's not constitutional. So the federal government has to come up with a good reason on why they're blocking the money. What is their official reason?
They have not given an official reason.
Yeah, this is fascism because they don't even give a reason.
I agree with you.
It's just like me saying all of us are working together and I'm the federal government. Afolabi, I'm not giving you money for your state this month, and I don't give you a reason.
The president is
playing. You are getting from the state.
The president is playing deaf ears, but we all know that is in support of.
No, this is outright fascism. It's the same as what Israel's doing to Palestine, where you bomb people and you say, "Why are you doing it?" You say, "I don't need a reason. I am the Lord, and you must listen to me." Very rubbish. Thank you. What do you think, Warif? This is very bad. Nigeria, let me tell you something. Nigeria is headed to the ground. Nigeria is going to be a country that is destroying itself, and it will never rise if we continue like this. What's your thoughts, Warif? Yeah.
Okay. You see, this is like a movie series.
Yeah.
You know, right? I don't know the agreement Governor Wike and the FCT minister now and Sim Fubara went into. But it's like the governor that Sim Fubara maybe is not dancing to the tune of his godfather. And you know, when you feel that you are the all in all and somebody is trying to not to dance, you begin to get frustrated. Now he's trying to frustrate Governor Sim Fubara with every means. At first, They were talking of impeaching him. That one didn't work. What's it called? The 27 lawmakers, they came out openly and defected to APC. When they saw that the law was trying to catch up with them, that their seats have been declared vacant, maybe, I don't know, who's advising the lawmakers. They now came back and said no, that the court said they did not register with APC. They don't have the APC ID card, so they still remain a member of PDP. Now, for this allocation, whatever, they said he cannot pass a law that the budget with Wike 27, they were not present. They have to come and represent it again. So the whole thing is just confusing. How can you?
Okay.
Even Wike himself said it, that once you are leaving any party or another party, automatically your seat is declared vacant, and I believe it's in the constitution. Even presently now, I saw somewhere they said, the Rivers State government said INEC should prepare another election for the 27 lawmakers. So the 27 lawmakers, they went to the court to stop from conducting the election, but INEC said they trashed that it not stand. So automatically that seat is vacant.
Sorry, I just found out what the excuse. Here's the excuse. They're saying that the 4 members who did it is not a properly constituted.
Yes.
So what they're saying is that, you guys, you don't have everybody there, so it's not proper. That's their excuse.
Yeah.
But
Moose,
it's a game that they are playing.
They say that 4 people, I don't know what the constitutional accepted percentage is. They say 4 people forms a quorum. And once you have a quorum, you can present the budget to the quorum. And 4 people suffices. I guess that's why. But that's what they're leaning on.
And the other four, let me tell you the truth, they're traitors. And they didn't want to come and vote. And even if they vote, you have the governor there. The governor will outnumber everybody, and he has the validity. So we all know this. This is another sign. And I want everybody in Nigeria to realize this. Nigeria is not a democratic country at all. It's rubbish. Nigeria is rubbish. Nigerians are not rubbish, but our country is rubbish. And we have to wake up and realize this
is so-called
rubbish. Yeah, the leader. But also, it's up to us. It's up to the people. I like River State. River State. Very quickly, I want to say quickly, I'm not dissing the people in River State because they've supported their governor, but it seems like the federal government wants to destroy them. Continue, Saeed. Yeah.
Yeah. So on the FCT minister Wike and River State governor,
Jagaban.
I think this is just I think he's just trying to become the Jagaban of River State, and the governor is not. Yes, now, and the governor is not taking it. And now, this exact same thing happened during Tinubu and the Obasanjo period, that they have issues. All these things, assuming we have a strong constitution, this thing wouldn't have happened. Supreme Court.
We have to go back to the constitution. Nigeria's constitution is messed up.
The constitution will have stated it in a way that all these things won't happen. Now they are dragging themselves just because of the governor is saying so assembly members are not lawful and the other ones are lawful. So you now have to take the whole state. As in, if you are not even fighting the government itself, you are taking the whole state.
Fighting the masses.
And the masses, everything. Just imagine, assuming River State is not a oil-rich state, imagine it's Yobe or all these northern states that they don't have any other source of income apart from federal government. How would they survive? How would the civil servants survive?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're going to survive off of River State's resources, but the government is blocking money to River State, which they need for the resources. And I'm not talking about Biafra anymore, but this is why people want to break off from the federal government, because it's wicked. That's all I have to say. Continue, Rosati. Because let me tell you, you don't punish children because of politics. This money that goes to River State is for children, it's for families. Continue,
Exactly. It's just crazy at this point. Now Wike is now proving to the whole country that he has the judiciary on the lock. This is just
well, you remember what Wike said a couple of weeks ago.
If we have any doubt, this is just to clear us that Wike is the one controlling the whole judicial system in Nigeria.
And remember what he said.
Such a thing happen.
Remember what he said a couple of weeks ago over somebody's dead body or whatever. He made threats. So it goes to show you who he is. Continue, Saeed. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so this thing, if not for the fact that we don't have a very good, a well-elected president, this thing wouldn't have happened because the president is supposed to call him to order. We all know. Would have
but that means he has power. He has power.
Destroy my regime.
Yeah, he still has power.
Even Asai Dokubo, I saw Asai Dokubo on Arise TV. Is it not 3 or 4 days ago? He was complaining that if it's more like they already have the info. You should know that all these people, they are cabals. He already have the info that this judgment is coming up, and this judgment is when he gave that interview about 3 or 4 days ago. The judgment is not even out there. He said that if we can try and get some court order to justify or do some damage to River State, that things will happen. Then about 24 hours or 48 hours later, you understand? It's just, everybody knows that it's wicked.
This is terrorism, because what it's saying is that you will starve. It's like a blockade where you don't give food to people. You will starve until you do what I want you to do, because I'm your godfather. I'm just telling you what I see. Yeah. That's what I see.
That means what he meant. That means what he meant by saying that you make the state ungovernable for Fubara. Then he's doing it now.
And again, from another aspect, another aspect of it again, of this whole something, I'll blame the so-called elder statesmen of River State. If they cannot call one man to order to shield the sword, so why would, because that means they've stained their hands might not be clean. Because if their hands are
they're
clean,
also dirty. They're dirty.
If they open their mouth to talk, maybe if they open their mouth to talk, Wike might expose them. So that's just it. So it's a shame to them that the so-called elder statesmen in River State cannot settle the whole thing. One man holding the whole state to ransom. And the funniest thing. The funniest thing is that the governor is just being calm.
In all the pockets of federal government and state government. So it's just like which section are you? Yeah. Are you in the governor section or you are in the federal government section?
Yeah.
Sorry, all of them are what now?
Sorry, quickly. Warif is the Sultan of River State. Whatever the Sultan says is what happens. He's the Sultan of River State. Or the Pope, because River State is the Catholic state. He's the Pope of River State. Rubbish. Serious rubbish. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come back to you, to Warif. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Wike's involvement in River State is becoming overbearing. His influence is leading to negative consequences. The militants in River State are threatening to attack pipelines and petroleum infrastructure. And if they throw that state into anarchy, it's going to affect Nigeria because they're responsible for more than 50% of the revenue of the nation. So I think President Tinubu needs to call Wike to order so that there can be some semblance of peace in River State.
Yeah, but the problem is that maybe Wike himself has the blessings of the U.S. government. I'm serious. You understand what I'm trying to say? This thing is serious.
The judiciary too is state controlled. So everything is just in favor of Wike and the president.
And this thing can lead, I'm not going to say civil war, but it could lead to unrest in Nigeria.
It could.
Unrest.
It could. Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah.
It could.
Just like Boko Haram, the way Boko Haram started.
No, it's going to start. And because you're going to see rebels, because people in River State and people in kind of like what happened with Sarajevo, with the Ogoni area, when there's so much poverty.
Exactly.
When there's so much poverty, the young boys become violent and they will rubbish the whole
restless.
thing.
They become restless.
And they will rubbish the whole country. So this is very important.
And guess what? A lot of those young boys are armed. Where they got them from, I don't know.
Just like those boys who beheaded military man last year.
Those boys.
I'm not saying that they were right, but I'm saying this is a result of poverty and misrepresentation.
Exactly.
And you know what funny thing? Some nationals, maybe foreign nationals, they are ready to do crude oil business with some of these Greek the militants, maybe in exchange of crude oil. They're doing crude oil business. They're giving them arms. So with that,
so it'll create new markets.
So they shouldn't give those boys that chance to have that kind of thoughts in their head.
But the only problem is that when those boys collect the money, they won't help River State. They will just help their own personal families, like Animal Farm,
and their families,
like Animal Farm. They will only help their families, which is why we need to change the constitution so that we don't have a problem. River State has resources. it should bless all of Nigeria. Just like in the north, they have uranium and stuff. They don't say they have it. They sell it to Italy for free. Every resource within the Federation of Nigeria needs to help every part of Nigeria. What do you think, Saeed?
Yeah, I quite agree with what you just said. Because let me not lie to you, man. We need to actually change this our constitution. I think
that's what we've been
and
saying
the
every
end of it.
episode. Yeah.
I can't hear
Continue.
you,
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was saying, the constitution is just we really need to do something about the constitution because so many loopholes. All this our leadership. They already identify the loopholes that they can use to do whatsoever they are doing. They don't at this point they don't even care anymore. Because how can all these things be happening and we are helpless? At this point, we are helpless now. We are helpless. There's absolutely nothing we can do than to just be talking and be wishing that someday we all will rise up and do what needs.
Okay, so I want to add something to what you just said. Kool-Aid Williams is not here, but Kool-Aid Williams said that the Constitution can't change until the politicians change it. But what I told him is that we can go on strike, we can protest, and we can force them to change it. Even though they have to change it, if we go on strike and we shut down the country and we say enough is enough, then the politicians will change it. So we want to continue to ask Nigerians.
At this point, I think majority, let me say, majority of the learned folks among us already identify that constitution is the problem that we have. Yeah, now it is just for us to pass the message now to the masses so that the masses can actually join us. The majority of the masses we have in Nigeria, I don't think they actually know what constitution really means or what is constitution.
Can I say something? I'm not trying to cause trouble, but in the north, those northerners, they listen to their sultan. As long as the sultan gives them food, as long as the sultan gives them food, and they're benefiting off of, they're benefiting off of. As long as they're benefiting off of the masses in the north, they're benefiting off of the resources in places like rivers and other parts, so they're not motivated. But it's up to especially the Yoruba. We need to realize all of us are suffering because of this thing. Continue.
Yeah, so at this point, let me not lie to you, man. We need to, the learned folks, we need to find a way to pass the message across to the masses. And I think, because when I think about it, a lot of people we are what we are. We are the reason why we chose this leader.
Are you driving? Good job, or driving and doing show at the same time. You're driving.
I'm actually not driving though. I'm
about to say expert driver. Continue, sorry.
Formula One.
I'm not driving.
Formula One.
I'm not driving.
Formula One. Yeah. All of us are going to do Formula One next year. We're going to learn it.
You want me to bash my car?
Oh yeah, go ahead. No, but you're an expert. Don't worry. So continue. Yes.
So as I was saying, so we need to find a way to pass the message to the masses and gather the masses and make sure the masses understand what exactly needs to be done. That the first thing we need to do before we can get it right is to change this constitution. And when I mean by change this constitution, we need to sit down together. There is a referendum already. There is this conference that they did, I think during the Jonathan period, that every region, every state, every local government is represented. We already know what needs to be done or what needs to be changed in the constitution. We already know the former conference. This thing we already identified it. It's just for us to put it in the constitution form.
So we need an organized ground movement. Organized ground movement in every neighborhood. So I call it People's Convention. Even for example, I don't know what local government you live in, but you need to talk to your people. Then they need to talk to people who are in the other local governments in Lagos, and everybody needs to come together. And we're not going to agree on everything, but we have to agree on some basics, some basic agenda.
Because it's crazy now. There's nobody in Nigeria right now that is not groaning. I'm talking about you. Before you have 1 or 2 minute conversation with any Nigerian citizen right now, you will hear some sort of complaint. Just after before you know you just start complaining.
I experienced something today in Port Harcourt. You know that a lady entered a commercial vehicle, forgot to pay the guy, the Keke boss, and the guy drove into some street and was looking for the lady. until he found the lady. I was so shocked.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
the
on,
lady
because
said,
of
well,
small money. That
the
means
guy,
things are tight.
yes,
Things are tight.
300 naira. I said, so this guy has a mind. What about if he didn't see the lady? Who knows if he would have taken the lady to Babalabo or a shrine for going away with his money?
Guy
Because
is not going
nobody's
to
That means
smiling.
things are
buy
tight. Things are
fuel
tight.
in his Marwa.
That's tight. So that's very tight. So we're gonna round up. I mean, that shows you how desperate people are now. That you look for a lady over that amount of money because every penny counts. Because the government is squeezing everything,
Driving with
and also
passengers, looking for
IMF.
the woman.
Yeah, no, that's wrong. And I'm gonna say again, money is not more important than human life. If someone steals money from me, I'm not going to chase them down and kill them. I'll cry. We need to realize that we're human beings and we have to start loving each other because our world is messed up. You don't kill a human being over 300 naira or even 3,000 or even 300,000. We have to calm down and we have to get together and work together. And also, when we work together, our money goes further. That's how our show works. We help each other out. So that we need more unity in Nigeria. But this is a big problem. And it seems like this guy is Wike, right? Wike is the godfather, right?
Yeah, that's the Godfather.
No.
Yeah.
He has too much
Yeah.
power, and he's a threat to Nigeria, not just to River State. He's a threat, and he's even become more powerful than Tinubu. That's not right. What do you think, Afolabi?
I agree with you, and it has to be called for that. Is the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. I feel Tinubu should have called him to order or outrightly
Take your wife from you.
because his influence over River State is becoming overbearing.
And here's the problem. We all know that Wike is rich. All of them are rich. Once you are rich,
Yeah.
why must you still continue fighting for this power? It means that it's vanity. It's just vanity and narcissism. What do you think, Wari?
And the funny thing about it is, if you see Wike now, or most of all these our leaders now, most of this money now, they spend it on medical attention, or medical what do they call it?
Abroad.
They spend,
especially Wike.
Yes,
especially Wike, because Wike talks like this.
Medical care. They are sick.
He spent all the money on his voice.
Majority of them are sick.
But here's the problem. They can't even get treatment within Nigeria. Let me tell you, I live in America. Nigerians are smarter than every American, except for maybe China and Japan. We're smart. So why is it that the smartest country in the world, we don't even have proper medical attention, so that if you get a stroke, they have to fly you to London? That's a big problem. That means that our money and our wealth is not being used for our own country.
To chip into what you just said, I think this our current leadership, they've identified how our system works, how the constitution works. Let me not lie to you. I give it to Tinubu. He actually studied. Yes, he actually studied our system. He has been, over the years, he has been building this, has been studying it and finding the loopholes and making sure he uses it. Because right now, that is just the point of it. He knows that we masses, we always listen to our leaders, religious leaders, cultural leaders, or all these our leaders in the area or something. They know that we listen to our parents. So from the religious leader will tell our parents will now tell the youth that, hey, so that suppression ideology, he already captured every part of the system. So right now, for us individuals now, like we now that we are literate enough to know that this our system is flawed, and they are doing what they are not supposed to be doing. We individuals, we can't do that. We can't actually mobilize ourselves enough to take power or to even dethrone all these people, because we are not much. That unity, before we unify ourselves, they already, all these their leaders that they are in their payroll.
Unifying their pocket. Unifying their pocket.
But here's my thing.
So it's just like in my local government now. If I want to start a protest now, it's just for him to call the local government chairman there or something, or Bale of my area that, hey, Kilo Shele, like something like, you are in my payroll. Don't let this thing happen in this your area. Yeah. Quench it. You understand? So that is why you see that most of our protest is not working. Because before the protest get to that point, they already paid all their payroll people, the Bale, the Oba, the local government chairman. They will just start, before you know it, they'll find out the youth leader there. Hey, youth leader, yeah, come and collect. Before you know it, the ginger stuff.
So I think same thing like Same thing like the labor person that they said come to the police station. I'm sure they've already paid him off. He'll be quiet.
Now look at our
I'm not
labor
blaming him, because
national
even if they give me
labor
money and
congress
they say,
leader now.
if they say your son
Can you
Mehmet,
imagine
you
that?
go to big school, I'll do it too. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's payroll.
Yeah, Ajero. Can you imagine this our NLC chairman now, NLC leader? At least this year alone now, they have increased price like 3 or 4 times. How many times has he called for a protest? As in, isn't all what is happening enough for him to lock down Nigeria? What is stopping him from doing that now?
No, I'm going to say something. That's why our show exists. We're not trying to cause problem in Nigeria, but we want to continue to push this message to everyone. At the end of the day, if all of us fight together, everybody in
we need to
Nigeria.
wake up. We need to wake
And
up.
not only
Our
that,
show
when we
is
all
just
fight together,
for people listening to wake up.
And also, once we fight, everybody will do well. Wike will do well. Fubara will do well. I will do well. Everybody will do well. So we're not trying to destroy people's lives. We're trying to improve Nigeria because we love Nigeria. My question is, does Tinubu love Nigeria? Because if I was president of Nigeria and they gave me money to rubbish the country, I won't do it. Because I know Nigeria is a rich country.
Obviously he doesn't.
No. That's why I say he's a psychopath. Because if I was president of Nigeria, I'm already rich. I don't need to destroy Nigeria to help America. We don't have to do it. That's the thing. It's different if you're very poor and your child's about to die and they say, oh, if you don't help us, your child will die. All these guys, Wike and those guys, their family is okay for them to help Nigeria, but they want to go more. They want to show everybody that they're more powerful than us. They want to be rich and they don't want anybody else to be rich. What are your thoughts, Warif? Then we'll go to Afolabi, then we'll end. Warif, what are your thoughts? Yeah.
What I would advise both parties that even if Wike does not want this man to continue, she just endure, wait till after maybe 2027, play your game very well, look for somebody else that you can continue as your godson and work with the person. Then also, Sim Fubara is just applying wisdom. He's a gentleman. If not, what they are trying to do is that they want to make Rivers State a state of emergency. By the time Fubara starts fighting back, maybe people that are supporting Fubara, they start destroying things. They might declare state of emergency. That's disarming Fubara. That means the military administrator will be in charge of the state. And like Fubara is aware of that. So he's just using wisdom in following them step by step and slowly. So we can
ask you a question.
Give him.
Continue.
Yeah, go
Sorry.
ahead.
No,
we should just allow him.
Yeah.
Allow him to be. Then 2027.
So here's the big question.
If you want to.
I agree. But here's the big question. I'm not making any accusations, but there was a helicopter crash in which some very powerful people from River State died. That seems very fishy. It seems very fishy. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So what it means is that River State is the most important state in Nigeria. It's actually one of the most important states in the world because Nigerian oil and natural gas is helping the world. And it seems like it's a battleground, just like Palestine or just like South Africa. It's a very rich area. And the people in that state need to live very well. I'm going to thank you, Warif, who lives in River State. Very beautiful person who's helped our show. So what we want to say is that this has to change because River State is part of Nigeria and it needs to be respected more and it needs to have a respect for their local governments and for their governor. They have a governor and the federal government needs to respect his power. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Yeah.
I want to
thank you, Warif. Thank you very much for coming up with this show.
I want to welcome to the River State governor who said in spite of the fact that they've blocked funds from being assessed, he will find funds, especially at such a critical time, the end of the month, to pay civil servants in River State.
To pay workers.
To pay workers, in spite of what the federal government says. He's a people-centered governor, and I respect him for that.
No, true democracy, because he has the support. If it wasn't for the support of the people, he would already have been displaced. Because Warif came up with this story 4 or 5 months ago, and it continues, and he's still in power because he was elected by the people, and the people love him. That's all I have to say. So take us out, Afolabi. Thank you.
Okay, it's been a wonderful show again. River State politics, Wike versus Fubara. I don't know, part 10, part 11, part 12. We don't know where it's going to end. It's become a saga.
Part 666, the sign of the beast.
It's become a saga. And from Mustafa, Saeed, and Warif, it's been a wonderful show. You guys have a wonderful night. Bye from
Thank you, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bless you.